So just sitting comfortably, hands relaxed on the knees. I'm going to start off by relaxing the face a little bit, closing the eyes, and then pushing down with the hands so that the wrists are resting on the knees, the elbows are straight, spreading the fingers wide open, letting the trunk of the body come forward, widening the eyes as much as I can. You'll see the tongue come right out and right down with the jaw wide open, and I'll make a strange sound just to help me. So watch. And retracting the tongue, sinking back, relaxing the hands, and relaxing the face. All right, so quite a weird movement, but actually very, very valuable, because it's surprising in a way that we think about the muscles in the body as getting slack if we don't use them. It doesn't really occur to us that exactly the same thing happens with the face. Why not? Whilst the creams and the lotions and potions are all very good if they feel nice to the touch, they really don't change the quality of the skin or the muscle tone, and you really need to use the muscles from the inside out to firm them. So that's what the line is all about. Let me just talk to you a little bit about this sitting position, because we're going to be doing quite a lot of sitting movements, in fact, in the routine. I find it very comfortable to sit like this, and if you do, that's fine. But if you find it more comfortable to sit with the legs crossed like this, that's fine as well. Or a lot of people prefer to sit kneeling on the heels. The most important thing is that however you sit, that it's comfortable and that your back is straight. And if you find either of those positions uncomfortable, then sit on a chair, perfectly all right, or on a stool. The advantage of sitting on the floor, obviously, is that you're doing a routine. To sit down halfway through on the floor is obviously easier than finding a chair. But the most important thing is that the back is straight. Right, now I'm going to get you to join in the lion with me. And it is a bit ridiculous at first, and you might feel a bit stupid, but it really does work, so I encourage you to have a go. All right, sit comfortably first of all. Have the legs crossed, sit by kneeling, whatever, but have the back as straight and as comfortable as you can. Put the hands just relaxed, palms downward. Push down until the elbows are straight. Spread the fingers wide. Widen the eyes. The back straightens. The tongue comes right out and down, and make that sound just to help you, all right? Push the tongue first out and then down. Open the jaw as wide as you can. Retract the tongue, relax the face, let the back relax. All right, well, if a neighbor of yours walked in on you, I'm sure you're now busy explaining what it was in fact you were doing. But seriously, it's a very, very valuable movement and really will firm the facial muscles. An added benefit actually is that it also increases the saliva in the mouth, and that in turn cleanses the taste buds, starts to give you a better sense of taste, more sensitive sense of taste as far as food is concerned, so a side benefit. Right, we're now going on to pretty much a problem area for a lot of people, which is this area here, the chin. Very hard to get to, because even if you do exercises or movements with the head back, it stretches the area from here to here, doesn't really get to this little pocket of skin here. To get to it, you need to move it specifically, and that's what we're going to do. It's a movement called the jaw lift, which sounds a bit drastic, but what it in fact entails is the jaw dropping open, the bottom part of the jaw being made to jut forwards and out, and then go up over the top teeth and lip, that wonderful sort of ugly expression, bottom teeth right over the top teeth and lip. We're going to hold it for a moment and then let the jaw drop open again. So just watch, just see exactly what happens. The head relaxes back first. I'm going to let the jaw drop open, and it goes forward and up. I hold it for a moment and then let it drop. This is what happens. And a big swallow, get rid of the saliva. As I let the jaw drop open, I'm not opening it as such, I'm letting it drop open. There's a very big difference. When you do it, try not to make an effort to open the jaw, let it go naturally. All right, have a go. Sit comfortably, don't push your head, just allow it to relax back. Let the jaw drop open. Now make the bottom part jut forwards and right out. And now up right over the top teeth and lip. Keep the head back. And let it drop open. Once more, let it go forward first, up over the top teeth and lip. Let it drop open. All right, close the mouth. Bring the head up. Take a big swallow. So let me just show you actually what we're going to do. We're going to use the right hand and put the first and the second fingers on the forehead. Now that's really to stabilize the hand, that's all, with the knuckles straight. That means that you can then use the third and the fourth fingers to open and close the left nostril, and the thumb to open and close the right nostril. Gives you a nice solid position. Right, now, going to start by taking a deep breath in through the left nostril, closing both nostrils, breathing out through the right nostril, and then staying without breath. So this is what happens. A deep breath in through the left nostril first. Taking 4 counts, 3 and 4. Closing both nostrils for the second set of 4. 2, 3, and 4. Exhaling slowly through the right nostril. For 4 again, 3 and 4. And releasing both nostrils but doing nothing. Keeping the breath out. 3 and 4. And then we would breathe in through the nostril that we just breathed out of, the right nostril. Hold, breathe out, and release. So, in other words, you come back to the original nostril, and that is a complete revolution, if you like. Now, I'm going to get you to try it in a moment, so as usual, make sure that you can sit down and that you're comfortable, you've got enough space, somewhere obviously in front of the television so that you can actually see what I'm doing at the same time. All right, the first 2 fingers on the forehead, the third and the fourth fingers on the left nostril. Don't press it yet, just gently put the fingers there. The thumb on the right nostril. All right, and let's start by slightly breathing out. Just exhale a little, so there's more space inside you to take a really deep breath. All right, let's start. A deep breath in through your left nostril. Breathe in. 3 and 4. Close both nostrils, keep the breath inside. 2, 3, and 4. Exhale through the right nostril. 2, 3, and 4. And release both nostrils but do nothing. 2, 3, and 4. In through the right again now. A deep breath. Close both nostrils. 2, 3, and 4. Exhale through the left nostril. And 4. And release both and do nothing. 3 and 4. So a whole revolution and a very, very easy movement. But how it works is that the 3 ingredients that you need to relax you and to clear the mind, you've got, because you're concentrating firstly on the 4-4-4-4 rhythm, which means that your mind is automatically cleared of everything else. Deep and even breathing is established because that's how your breathing is, and your body is relaxed. So that's how it actually works. Just wonderful as well for things like insomnia, for things like migraine, any situation really that you come to because of nerves, because of tension. And as I said, one that you can use anywhere, as well as using it in your routine to improve the breathing, to clear and relax the mind. All right, on to the next thing, which is called Scalp Tugs, but it's not in any way painful and nothing to do with the Indians. We're going to move the scalp. Very important, really, when you think of it, because we never actually move the scalp. We sort of tickle it a little bit when we shampoo the hair, but don't really move the scalp. And very necessary to get the blood flowing and enrich the hair, feed the hair follicles. We're going to start with the fingers in the temples and then push the fingers hard into the scalp and make fists of the hands as close to the roots as you can. And then this is what you can do. You can move the scalp forward and back quite effectively. You see that? Doesn't hurt. And then after a little time, you can get a little bit more confidence. Know that you're not going to hurt yourself, and just tug, but not too violently, so that you get that kind of movement. And then after a little more time, when you've got a little bit more confidence, you can really tug forward and back. All right? So to begin with, not too violent a tug. As time goes on, get the confidence to know that you can move the scalp, tug a little bit more violently. And it's 4 tugs, forward and back. So let me do it right from the beginning. And this is the actual thing that I want you to practice. Fingers in, close to the roots, not quite as violently as I'm doing it, but we're going to tug forwards and back. Forward, see the scalp move, and back. Forwards and back, and forwards and back. And then repeat exactly the same in the back of the head. Forwards and back, forwards and back, forwards and back, forwards and back. So 4 times in the front of the head, 4 times in the back of the head. Don't be as violent or as aggressive as I'm being. Get the feeling of gripping the roots, moving the hair a little bit, and then as time goes on, just do it a little bit more jerkily, and you can actually really feel the blood going round. Just want to say that though these movements seem very small, they're a very important part of the routine, and therefore part of the overall balance of working on yourself from head to toe. So although they're small, they're extremely important, extremely valuable. And the first thing that we did, that alternate nostril breathing, is so valuable that I can't accentuate it enough. Use it at any time in your life, when you're getting tense, when you're getting nervous. It really does work. Now let me show it to you first of all. I'll get you to join in a moment, but first of all just watch. Just letting the head relax to begin with, and then rolling it slowly, as with everything else that we do, around to the right. And if I take my hair away, you can see that I'm just letting the head rest there. And it's the weight of the head that's bringing it over to its natural limit and establishing the stretch along this side of the neck. See that? All right, then holding just for a second or two when we actually do it properly, rolling the head around to the back. And as you'll see, I let my mouth fall open because it feels comfortable to do that. And then just let the head hang back without pushing it. Carrying on slowly around to the other side. And once again, allowing it to rest. The weight of the head is enough to bring it over to its natural limit, and that's the only thing that we care about with these movements, is never pushing further than that. Now this bit is important. Turning the face completely profile around to the left, and then getting the chin down onto the shoulder, or as close to the shoulder as you can comfortably, and then pushing the head down gently at the same time as you bring it back around to the front again, so that it really gets to the back of the head as well, and gets a really good, I was going to say workout, but that sounds a little bit violent. It gets to every single part of the neck, gently but very definitely. All right, want to have a go? Sit down. Make sure that you're sitting comfortably, and either sit like this or sit with the seat on the heels. But have your back as straight as you can. All right. Just relax the face and let the head come forward. Don't push it. Let it go. And let's start by going around to the right. Try not to rush, try not to jerk. Let the head rest when it gets there. Don't push it over. All right, carry on slowly around to the back. Let your mouth fall open if it wants to. Carry on around to the left. Let it rest. And now remember this bit. It's turning the face completely profile, but without straining or twisting the back, lowering the chin onto the shoulder, and now pushing the head down, not violently, gently but positively. Feels really, really nice, that one. And then you do it round in the opposite direction, so that you do it once in each direction when you actually do it in your routine. Now, let's just talk about the eyes a little bit, because the eyes have muscles, and we don't really ever work the eye muscles consciously. At least we just use the eyes to look. But as I warned you, we're going to get to every little teeny-weeny part of you, and of course the eyes are a very important part. So let's just exercise the eye muscles a little bit. We're going to do that by simply making a circle with the eyes, but looking to the farthest points of that circle, so that with the head absolutely still, I'm widening the eyes a little bit first of all, and then glancing up. Don't do it yet, just watch for a moment. Glancing up to the highest point of that circle, but without moving the face. All right, then coming over to the right and looking as far right as I can, but without letting the face move again. And then carrying on downwards to the left and up. But come on, do it with me. Sit straight and keep the face still if you can. It does tend to move around, but try and keep it still. Widen the eyes a little bit. All right, now keeping the face still, glance upwards and see the highest point that you can without raising the face. And try and focus just for a moment or two. All right, now let's go over to your left and my right, in case you're watching. Imagine that you're seeing your own image in a mirror. Let the eyes go round to your left, and then look as far left as they can. Try and focus on the farthest point around to the left. All right, carry on with the circle. Try not to miss out the corners. Keep the head still and look as low as you possibly can. Focus the eyes. Let them lock on to something. Around to your right. Don't miss out the corners. And carry on so that you're looking as high as you can once again. Let's do it once in the other direction. Keep the eyes looking up. Let's go around to your right this time. Don't miss the corners. Look as far right as you can. Now bring the eyes round and look as low as you can. Around to your left. Focus them And carry on with the circle until the eyes are straight up again. All right. So a funny little movement, but really very, very valuable, so worth doing as part of your routine. All right. After you've done that, when you're doing it in your practice, or now if you like, close your eyes, relax your face a little. It entails having the back straight, sitting comfortably, and then taking the thumb of the hand and really gripping it very firmly with the fist of the other hand, having the palm turned away from you, and then bringing both hands in to the collarbone, and then really pulling that thumb away, and at the same time, or pulling it out of the left hand, at the same time bringing the level of the hands down the front of the body until you reach the level of your navel. Then the thumb is released and it's the next finger. Let me show you again. The hands come round and in, level with the collarbone, as close as you can comfortably. And then as you pull down, it doesn't only get to the left finger, but it's getting to the shoulders, top of the back, the upper arms, the forearms, the fingers, and, believe it or not, the chest as well. So all those parts of you get a gentle workout as well as the finger joints. Now we also put a breath in with that, and we take it as the hands come in to the collarbone, and that's how it feels most natural. And you'll do it in a moment with me, but it's a deep breath first of all, as the hands come into the collarbone, and then I hold the breath as I pull down, which isn't difficult, very easy to keep the breath in the body as you pull down, so no discomfort. And then as the hands reach the navel, that's the time to breathe out and let the head relax a little bit, and then the same with the next finger into the collarbone and then pulling down. You see how smoothly, as with everything else in the routine, everything is done smoothly and with control. All right, same all the way through the left hand, and then we repeat on the right. But come on, do it with me, because this is a very easy one. So sit comfortably first of all, and make sure that your back is straight, whichever position you're in. It doesn't have to be this one, it can be kneeling, but make sure that your back is straight. All right, grip your right hand, make it the opposite one to mine, and then you can pretend you're looking in a mirror as you watch the television screen. It's easier for you. So grip your right hand, grip the thumb of it with the fist of the other hand really firmly. Let's do it without the breath first of all. So bring the hands into your collarbone, or as close as you can comfortably. All right, make sure you've got a good grip, and now pull on the thumb, and at the same time bring the level of the hands down the front of the body smoothly, but keep pulling all the time. When you reach the navel, release the thumb, let the head relax a little, take the first finger, and let's do it with the breath. So a deep breath as you bring the hands to the collarbone. Breathe in. Hold the breath if you can, not difficult. Pull down with the hands smoothly, but keep pulling right until you reach the level of the navel. Now exhale. Let the head relax. The middle finger, a deep breath. Hands into the collarbone. Pull down hard. Smoothly, let the hands brush the body as you pull down. Exhale. Next finger, a deep breath. The back straightens automatically, so don't think about moving it, let it do what comes naturally. Hold the breath, pull down smoothly, right the way down to the navel. Exhale. The little finger, breathe in, into the collarbone, pull down. You should feel it across the top of the back, the middle of the back, shoulders, upper arms, forearms, and the fingers. When they reach the navel, exhale. And we would do it on the other hand as well, and when you come to practice it at home, then do it with the other hand. and then just let the fingers relax for a few moments, just so that the joints get a chance to relax and the muscles. All right, now on to this area here, the elbow joints that don't really get very much of a workout in everyday activities, and sometimes they do take the strain, and sometimes, you know, once again give us problems later on in life. So we should keep them well oiled, moving smoothly. And we're going to do that with a movement called elbow snaps, which isn't as painful as it sounds. And we're going to do it by making fists of the hands, first of all, about 3 or 4 inches apart, very tight fists with the thumbs down towards the floor, the thumbs in that direction. They don't have to point down, they can just be in that position. This is the first position, only 2 positions in this, and the second is with the elbows extended and the fists the same distance apart as they were before approximately, but now the fists are square on exactly as a punch would be. But it isn't a punch. This is a very important point. It might look like a kind of punching movement, but it's actually more of a contracting in of the elbows. These are merely acting as shock absorbers, so that when you do it to speed, which you'll do in a little while, that kind of movement, having the fists really tight and in these correct positions means that you can work on the elbow joints without pulling any little ligaments and muscles. So very, very important with this one to get the positioning right. Now, what I'd like you to do is not to do it too violently, but come into this first position, the very tight fists, thumbs to the floor. Bring them a little way towards me, towards your television set. All right, now stop in about the same position that I'm in, and imagine that there's a wall in front of the fists, so you can't extend them any further out, but you've got to straighten the elbows. And without using too much force or doing it too quickly, see if you can bring the elbows in so that it's a kind of contracting. Good. All right, just do it once more. Bring them in. Bring them out a little way. Imagine that wall. And now straighten them. All right, just a tiny little bit faster. Bring them out. And then straighten them. All right. Just relax for a moment. Eventually, once you get confidence and you know that you're doing exactly the right positioning, you can jerk a little bit more, and then you would do a series of 6. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then just to give them a rest, to give the elbows and the fingers and the finger joints a rest, let them rest on the knees, just like this. Let me show you exactly what we're going to do first of all. Bringing the soles of the feet together and then drawing the feet into the body, towards the body, and then interlocking the fingers and looping them over the toes, and then using that grip to bring them even closer in. All right, then straightening the back and pushing the knees down ever so gently until you become aware of the stretch there. And I don't want you to go anywhere near this position, because you have to remember that I've been doing it for quite a long time. But just to show you the whole movement, we'll do it to a much more moderate level than that in a moment. Also want to warn you that this area of the thigh is very, very delicate. It's not used to being stretched. So when you do it, no bouncing, no jerking, very steadily, very slowly, and don't expect more than about a couple of inches of movement for the first time. All right, let's do it. Sit comfortably, first of all, and just bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together, and now using the hands, just bring the feet a little bit closer. All right, it has to be comfortable, so don't get all uncomfortable. Bring them as close as you can comfortably. Now, by interlocking the fingers and looping them over the feet, you can use that grip to bring them in a little bit more. All right, now use the grip again to straighten the back. Pull on the feet. See if you can straighten the back, even if it's just a little. All right, now without jerking, see if you can push the knees down until you become aware of the stretch along the inside of the thigh and then stop there. That's where you stop. Hold it absolutely still. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let the knees come up a little bit. Let's do it again. Just make sure that you've got a good grip so that you can pull, straighten the back. And now don't jerk. Don't feel that you have to go a long way for it to be effective. As I've said many times before, with this style of movement, you go only as far as is comfortable and stop there. Become aware of the stretch and hold it still. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let them come up gently. All right, and let's just relax those muscles by sliding the legs straight out, putting the hands behind you so that you can lean onto your arms and hands, and let the legs flop. Just literally let them flop open so that all of these muscles here get a chance to relax. All right, so when you actually do it as part of your practice, do it twice over and then come into this relaxation position so the muscles can completely unwind. Now that's a good one, not only for the ladies who've got a little bit of a problem with a bit of surplus flesh, it's also a very good strengthener for the back. And it's also very good, in fact, for expectant mums to stretch the pelvic floor. So if there are any of you out there, get your doctor's okay beforehand, but it's a very good one for that reason as well. All right, on to what I always think of as the poor old feet, because we tend to abuse our feet quite a lot. We cram them into very, very uncomfortable fashion shoes, and of course my sex is more guilty of that than the other sex. Also people that are on their feet all day, every day, a lot of people that have to work standing on their feet don't really ever relieve the stress in the joints of the toes and the ankles and so on. And so as this is part of your routine, you can be absolutely sure that you'll be getting to and oiling those joints, keeping them healthy. So a very valuable movement. Okay, we're going to start by interlocking the fingers underneath the leg and then resting the leg on the hand. So in fact the leg is only just 2 or 3 inches off the ground, and that's perfectly all right. Now I'm going to point the toe down first of all and then crook it in and really pinch the toes in, and then up. It's a circle. The heel goes forward, the toes come back, over and out and down. All right, it's a continuous movement, but going to the 4 corners, really pinching the toes in, pulling the toes back, pushing the heel away from you, over and out and down. All right, have a go. Interlock the fingers underneath the leg. Let the leg rest on the hands. Point the toes right down, really push them down. Keep the leg still. It wants to move around, I warn you, keep it still. Crook the toes in, and then up, pull the toes back, push the heel forward, over and out and down, and again, crook the toes in, up, keep it moving, over and out and down, and again, really pinch the toes in, up. It's also getting to the calf muscles, you can probably feel that, but keep the knees straight, over and out and down, and once again, pinch, up, over and out. Sounds like an SOS call, doesn't it? But it's not. And down, all right. And then you would do it 4 times with the other leg as well. And then that same sort of flopped out relaxation, just so that you can really let all the muscles relax. Don't let the foot and the leg do that. It wants to do that. Really keep the leg still, and it will get, as I said before, to the calf muscles as well as getting to all of the joints in the toes. Let me just show you. Bringing the arms up over the leg that's extended, feeling that the back is straight for a moment, and then bringing the arms and hands down onto the leg, and then by gripping the leg and raising my chin, pushing the head right back, I can pull and watch the base of my back, let the elbows bend, And you see how it's stretching and bringing over the very base of my back, really giving it a lovely but gentle stretch. And then letting the head relax over. And the feet muscles. Holding it for 5, as usual, with most of the movements in the routine. And then letting the elbows straighten and sliding the hands back up the leg, ready to do it again. I'll do it again, and I'll do it in a more modified version, and then join in with me in a moment. All right? Modified version is the same position with the sole of the foot along the inside of the thigh, interlocking the thumbs, because if you anchor the hands together, it's easier to raise the arms and get the back straight. Now, I'm bringing the arms up, straightening the back, just even if it's for a moment, just to look up to check that the back is straight or that the back feels straight. Bring the hands down just to below the knee when you first begin, raising the chin, and you'll see it has no less an effect on the base of the back, because by pulling, letting the elbows bend away from you, and then letting the head relax, it really stretches the base of the back as well as working on the legs, and letting the feet go, counting 5, so 2, 3, 4, and 5, and not rushing out of it. Just remember that these are movements and not positions. So the going into, feels lovely. The going into and the coming out of is actually of the same importance as the position that you're holding in. Right, sit down on the floor and let's do one together. Stretch out one leg, doesn't really matter which one, whichever is the most comfortable. Bring the sole of the opposite foot along the inside of the thigh. Now your knee may be right off the floor like this. Don't worry, I don't want you to push it down onto the floor. There's no need for it, in fact, to go down. Far better that you're comfortable and that the knee is up and your weight is in the middle. All right, interlock the fingers, interlock the thumbs. Bring the arms up over the leg. Look up, even if it's just for a moment, to feel the back straight. Now bring the hands down to just below the knee. And now this raising of the face, it's really important. Push the head right back. That means that as you pull and let the elbows bend, your back is in a straight line, and that's how you're pulling the base of the back over. Let the head relax, and let the feet muscles relax. Hold it still if you can for 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let the elbows straighten. Slide the hands back up the leg. Let's do it again. Let's put in the breathing. Interlock the thumbs. Now, a deep breath as you bring the arms up now. Breathe in. Look up. Feel the back straight for a moment. Bring the hands down to just below the knee if that's comfortable. If not, even higher. It's perfectly all right. Now raise the head. Push the head back. Pull. Let the elbows go out. Let the head relax over. And let the feet relax. Hold it for 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let the elbows straighten. Slide the hands back up the legs and relax. And it's a really nice one to do. So let's do it on the other leg as well. Stretch the other leg out. Bring the sole of the foot along the inside of the thigh. Interlock the thumbs. Let's do it with the breathing this time. Breathing is quite easy to put into this one. A deep breath as the arms come up. Feel the back straight for a moment. Bring the hands down just to below the knee. That's quite low enough. Grip the leg. Raise the head. Push it back. Pull. Let the elbows bend. It need only be 2 or 3 inches at the elbows bend. Now let the head relax over. And let the feet muscles relax. It must be comfortable. If it isn't, the hands are too low. 3, 4, and 5. Let the elbows straighten. Slide the hands back up the leg. Let's do it once more. Breathe in as the arms come up. The body wants to take the breath anyway. As the arms come up, it feels automatic to do that. Forget the breathing after that point for the moment. Raise the head. Pull, but not violently. Just a little. Let the elbows go out. Now let the head relax.
2, 3, 4, and 5. Let the elbows straighten.
Slide the hands back and relax. A nice one. Now, just a little tip about the knees being off the ground. It's very easy just to, especially when you're sitting watching the television, just to sit, let the knee come to wherever it comes to, and then put the wrist on the knee. The weight of the hand, you know we're using the weight of the body a lot in this routine. Use the weight of the body. Let the weight of the hand rest on the knee, and if you watch the news or something like that, by the time the news is ended or halfway through, that knee will have gone down a little bit, but naturally, without any pushing, and then swap over and do it on the other side. Now, I know this works because that's how I got my knees to go down a little bit further when I first started doing yoga many years ago.